Goldman Sachs asked some of the big guns of business one simple question. What's your best advice for small business owners? And my favorite response came from Warren Buffett. He said, never stop trying to delight your customers, not just satisfy them, but delight them. Now that single word, delight, resonates with me because in my world, working day in, day out with SME owners, I've seen how often that spark, that idea of truly delighting their clients, your clients, gets lost and destroyed in the noise of stress, survival, and endless to-do lists. So in this video, I want to help you retain that spark or even get it back. You'll learn how to build with real clarity your business vision. You'll learn how to free yourself from that constant crisis management and how to charge what you're truly worth. By the end, you'll walk away with 5 lessons that can change the way you run your business, grow and sustain your business. My name's Michael Horesh. I've been mentoring and coaching owners and founders, particularly of SMEs, for nearly 2 decades. Now, I'm not a billionaire investor like Buffett or a tech CEO. I'm the guy who works with the real people, the shop owner trying to survive a tough quarter, the startup founder who's burnt out, the service provider wondering if they'll ever get that breakthrough despite corona or war or whatever. After years of seeing what works or otherwise, I see 5 pieces of advice that consistently separate those who just get by from those who sometimes grow their business dramatically. So here it goes. Item number 1 is having a crystal clear vision. This was my own biggest mistake early on. My background, I studied economics. I watched my own parents run their business. I've worked in the field across industry, tech, and the public sector. So when I started up, I thought that was all that I needed. That was enough. I could just figure it all out on the fly. Now, after 18 months after my launch, I realized that I was like a ship drifting in open water, busy, engines chugging away, but with me going round and round and round in circles. Once I nailed down who I wanted to serve, why they needed me, and what specific results I could deliver, everything began to change. Because clarity isn't a luxury, it's your navigation system. If you don't have clarity, you can't expect momentum. Item number 2. The SME owners, small, medium-sized enterprise owners who thrive actually enjoy what they're doing. They're not just running around putting out fires. I remember a really, truly charming client of mine from my early days as a consultant had a calendar that was full of crisis management, how to deal with this employee who wasn't doing X, how to please the accountants and lawyers with their endless paperwork, and even how to worry about carving out time for their weekly shopping. We changed one thing with him. We blocked off fixed hours every week for what we called growth work, time to create, plan, and innovate. Within weeks, the sales line began to move in the right direction, not dramatically, step by step. Because when you spend all your time and all your energy just reacting, nothing new gets built. You are in business to create. I repeat, you are in business to create, not to constantly please the demands of others. Now, item number 3 is about having a pricing policy that makes sense to you and your customers. Now, this sounds like a tautology. It's obvious, yeah? But most owners get this wrong. I worked with a therapist who had left a corporate role to start their own practice. When I asked him his rates, they seemed a bit lowish, but then I asked, what's the industry average? He hesitated, then admitted it was about 60% or so higher than what he was charging. So I did the maths for him. I calculated that gap added up to several holidays a year that he could take, renovations that he could carry out, that dream purpose, but that dream purchase that he kept putting off. That's what he was leaving on the table, all because he was uncomfortable about talking about money, about charging something that was of real value, because pricing should reflect your real value, not your anxiety, because your anxiety makes false assumptions about what you think others will pay for. Number 4, don't wait for perfect. Just start, because perfection is actually the enemy of progress. I've seen founders delay and delay, waiting for that right moment, the perfect website, the ideal partner, the final approval, the logo tweak. It never comes. Remember Microsoft when they launched Windows, the first version or two of Windows? As the joke said, it had more bugs in it than an Amazon rainforest, and still they built an empire. You don't need giant leaps every day. You need small, deliberate steps and the courage to take them before everything's perfect. Item number 5 is the biggie. Set a clear target and stick to it. Every successful client that I've worked with has one thing in common: a measurable, non-negotiable target. They know what success is supposed to look like, whether it's 10 new customers a month or X amount in sales per month, per year, or whatever, or a product launch date that they want to commit to. One founder I mentored wanted to double his monthly revenue. We mapped out the path, broke it into weekly goals, and he tracked progress like a banker tracks numbers. When something failed, he didn't panic, he just adjusted the mindset, turned targets into results. It's not about luck, it's about focus and follow through. So what are these 5 game-changing lessons? Let's go over them quickly once again. 1, get clear on your vision. 2, find joy and time to create. 3, price with confidence. 4, start before you think you're actually ready. And 5, set real targets and follow through. And remember Buffett's line, never stop trying to delight your customers. That's when things begin to fall into place. Now, if you found this video helpful, please check out Shari's short video on who is my target audience. The links are below. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, practical advice on budgeting, cash flow, marketing, time management, and more, please hit subscribe. We post twice a week to help you move from the stuck to the scalable. See you next time.